One of the most underrated eras in Thomas and Friends, in my opinion, is the HIT Entertainment era. For those of you that don't know, you probably must if you're a Thomas and Friends fan. HIT Entertainment era was an era that lasted from Series 7 all the way to Series 11. I won't be counting Series 12 for this video because I really don't think it counts as a hit era, and I think it's more of a Sharon Miller era. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get on with the video. So, a lot of people downplay this era and think it's like, because this was Thomas's reboot. Thomas was being rebooted to a new format. It was supposed to appeal for preschool children and an educational show, yeah. So this was its first season, so season 8 was its first season, and it wasn't very good. It wasn't very well received by fans. But I think the reason why that was because the first 7 seasons that came before it. You have to remember that the first 7 seasons were what fans called the classic age, or the golden age of Thomas and Friends. And then for them to go as great as something like that down to a baby show like this must have been hard. But you have to accept that with Thomas's target audience then, with preschoolers, it was one of the best. In the UK, it was the #1 preschool children's property. So it did really well. So well that you had loads more merchandise, and there was Thomas theme parks being built. Yeah, so it managed to reach out to a whole new audience. And even though it might not be as good as the original Thomas and Friends, the classic series, it still did its job as well as it should have, and it still appealed to its target audience. Many people also complain that the 3 strikes formula was used way too prominently in this era. Well, yes, the 3 strikes formula was definitely used a lot. For those who don't know, the 3 strikes formula is a common formula amongst kids shows, where the main character makes a mistake once, then he makes the mistake twice in another way, and then manages to resolve it the 3rd time. So yeah, this used the 3 strikes formula a lot, and I can agree with that. But in some episodes, like Thomas and the Storyteller and Percy and Oil Painting, this works really well. It was a good use of the 3 strikes formula there. However, I can agree on that seasons 8 to 11 were very, very boring. A lot of them were very, very boring. Like, a lot of the episodes were just a big snore fest. Which, yeah, to be honest, it was a baby show. And Michael Angelus's and Michael Brandon's narration got very exciting to like they're telling a bedtime story to a baby, which didn't help with the slow pacing of it all. However, the one section I would like to cover would be the hit era movies, which I may or may not devote a whole entire video to, because there's just a lot worth talking about there. But my favourite movie was in the hit era, and that was The Great Discovery. I think that was a great way to send off the models. A lot of good things that came out of hit era as well were the characters. You had many amazing characters, such as Rosie, who's one of my favourite characters today, and I may or may not make a video about her, because I think she deserves that. You had, let's see, Mighty Mac. Well, he isn't used very prominently today. He was back in the hit era when he was first introduced. You also had the inclusion of Freddy, who was also not very used very prominently today, but again was still back then. And if you can count season 7 as a hit era, I guess you could include Salty, Emily, yeah. And I also include it also made Emily part of the Steam team in the main cast, which was very good because she was setting up to be a background character. At the end of Calling All Engines, when she got her own shed, that was a very satisfying ending to her character arc. However, one thing I definitely do not like at the hit era was that on the UK DVDs and in the Calling All Engines special, there were these silly baby learning segments that I bet even a baby who hasn't even come out of the womb, could complete that easy. Yeah, that was just so annoying when that came on. I could not believe that they decided to do that. Luckily, when it got to the CGI era, it was scrapped. That was probably one of the only good things that Sharon Miller did. But yeah. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate watching to the end. The hit era is a lot better than Thomas's Today with the reboot. I mean, it managed to keep a realism, even though it could have just been your typical baby show, gone to a cartoon like All Engines Go, then jump into the tracks. But no, it did still choose to keep realism a thing, which is respectful to the rest of Bewildering and Brittlecraft. So yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end. I really hope you enjoyed and understand why I think, personally, the hit era is underrated. Okay, thank you so much for watching, bye!